But what about the seniors who are never going to play a game again?
Never going to play a game again. And now they're looking forward to their bowl game. Obviously, they're disappointed, but they're like, yeah, we got one more game to showcase. Right. And now, because
represent the
Notre
blue and the
Dame's
gold.
selfish decisions, those kids miss out on their last game. Welcome everybody to FastTalk Podcast. We are reacting to the CFP college football rankings reaction show as quick as possible. So the rankings came out yesterday morning, right before football. It was kind of cool because I got to watch a little reaction show where they released it, and then boom, right into football.
Nice.
Before I had to go to Allegiant to watch that was a business trip. That was the most business trip football game I had ever seen in my entire life. The Broncos just taking care of business against the Raiders. We'll touch more on the NFL in an upcoming podcast here, but we wanted to strictly go at CFP.
To me, this is a case of be careful what you wish for. Everybody wanted an expanded playoff, and now we have it.
They'll never be happy.
And no one's happy.
We could expand to 12, and you could have gone to 8. No one would be happy. That 9th team would be pissed off. You can go to 12, and no one's going to be happy. That 13th and 14th team are going to be pissed off. You can go to 16, and no one's going to be happy. You're going to be that 17th team that's pissed off. You're never going to be able to make anybody happy.
Funniest thing to me is that if this playoff were still a 14 playoff, like it was a few years ago, everybody would be content.
Yeah,
the
and
top
I don't
4
think
teams,
anybody would have argued it.
You
would argue, somebody would be like, oh, Texas Tech just won the Big 12. They really shouldn't be in there.
I'd have them in there.
I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, who else are you going to put? Oregon, the third place team in the Big 10.
Who didn't play a championship game.
Ole Miss, who just lost their coach.
They're the most lost. They're always like, oh yeah, they're 11-1. Like when you think of who's going into the rankings,
right?
Everybody always forgets about Ole Miss.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
though they had the most drama in the postseason. This is the postseason time,
right?
Yeah, I think if it was the 4, if they just had the 4 like they did, what was it? It was only 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the second year with 12.
No one would have. I don't think anybody would have an argument. But as it stands currently,
Florida State still has a legitimate argument, though. I think being conference champs and undefeated being left out at number 5 a few years ago.
I think any of those 4 teams that made it would have kicked the shit out of Florida State.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But now, so the way it sits is Indiana's won a really good Big Ten Conference championship game. Ohio State's 2. I'll get to that. Georgia, Texas Tech, wrote it down. Oregon's 5. Ole Miss is 6. A&M's 7. OU's 8. Bama's 9. Miami's 10. Tulane's 11, and James Madison rounds it out at 12.
Yes.
And that is your bracket. So I think my first question is, why did Ohio State only drop to 2?
I agree. I think they should have dropped to 3. I had Georgia at 2.
I would also have Georgia at 2.
I think the only thing that you could say is Ohio State only had 1 loss, and it's to the
number 1 team.
Yeah.
That's, I think, is the committee.
So if Ohio State had beaten Indiana, would Indiana have stayed at 2, or would they have dropped?
I don't think they would have.
I think they would have dropped to 3 or 4.
Or 4.
Yeah. But I think they still stay within the top 4.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Your only loss was to what everyone's consensus best team in America right now.
Right. The best team in America. Sorry. Had to throw that in there.
I wanted it all. I didn't read any of the comments. Other than Ohio State fans, they got jobs, right? They have careers.
They're career
people. Love the passion. And yeah, I feel like it's more dangerous getting into it with college football fans than NFL fans.
I think you're right, because a lot of the college football fans have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on those universities and are very passionate because that's where they got their educations as well. So
yeah, and so I honestly do believe that if Ohio State had won, you would have Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So
or even Texas Tech, Indiana.
Yeah, I don't know if they could have justified that one. I think initially my initial thoughts in seeing it is why the fuck is Tulane and James Madison included in this?
I think
why did they have to include
when they need to review what the rules are and the fixes? They need to come up with that, because right now the rule is the top 5 conference champions get in.
But Duke won the ACC championship.
Yeah, but with
how is that not? That's the same thing. It's the same argument. You won your conference championship. You should be in. I thought that was the argument. That to me is the only reason why you include Tulane and James Madison, because they won their conference championship. Duke did that, and they're not in.
So
your argument's irrelevant. Your argument's irrelevant.
I think when you look at, you have these 2 extra conference champion spots, right? Because obviously Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech are in. Yeah. They're all, top 4 teams in the nation, and you have to put 2 more in by the rules. I didn't agree to these rules. I don't like these rules.
Why is the rule not every conference champion? It's 5 conference champions.
There's too many.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
And then,
make it make sense.
That's it. So they went with 5. And fact of the matter is, James Madison is 12-1.
Okay. Did you watch their games ever? Did you watch a single James Madison game other than replay?
I don't think I saw a single snap of any James Madison games this year. Maybe once out of the corner of my eye on like a Thursday night, but I do not think I intentionally saw a snap of a James Madison game. And I still don't think I'm going to watch them play Oregon either.
I'm going to watch it to see how badly they get smoked. Also, I might bet on it. So the line with Oregon, the Oregon James Madison, I checked it last night, and this is circa's. It was 21. So
it's
Oregon,
way too low.
let's hammer Oregon. If you can get them at 21, hammer that.
Absolutely.
I didn't see what the over under was, but the money line also, that was another weird thing to me. James Madison money line was only plus 1,000.
What was Oregon's?
I don't know.
Probably minus 50,000.
I didn't make a note. So don't go in there being like, just Oregon money line because it's a guaranteed win. Well, you're going to win like 2 cents on your $100. So I was going in like thinking like, hey, maybe they'll pull the ultimate all-time upset and it'll pay out. Nope. It doesn't really even pay out that well. So
there's still time. We have 2 weeks before the game, right? So
so that's the one argument I was thinking. I'm like, why are these 2 in? And if it's a mandated law, then why isn't Duke in with their championship win? That's
because Duke's overall body of work,
but they were still the ACC champion.
Right.
You are the champion of your conference. Why do we have conferences?
I think.
Why do we have championship games anymore? That's another argument that I've been seeing now. Throw championship games out the window because they don't mean fucking shit apparently now.
Well, somebody said something too, that you cannot penalize a team like Alabama for playing in a championship game and losing.
I haven't.
And well, my thought is, even as an Alabama fan, that's established, right? They lost
badly.
When you lose, I mean, as beat up as they were, when you lose, you move down in the rankings. Sometimes 1 spot, Ohio State, or sometimes a lot of spots. But fact of the matter is, they lost, and they shouldn't have stayed at 9.
No, they shouldn't.
I mean,
because it's a double standard, and like family ties now are to a certain school in Utah that hate a certain school in Utah that was really good that also played in a championship game, and this is words coming from the committee's mouth. They interviewed the guy after the rankings came out, and he's like, "Well, we looked at BYU and how they got their ass fucking kicked by Texas Tech, and that's how we came to the decision to move them down." I go, Alabama got their ass kicked in their fucking championship game, and you didn't move it out. So you are literally on ESPN speaking and showing how much of a double standard that you have.
Right.
And how, so like if I'm anybody's fan base to be the most furious about this, BYU for sure.
Absolutely.
I think they have the most right to be the most angry at. They only lost to 1 team. It was 2 losses,
twice, yeah.
But they only lost to 1 team, and now it was badly in both games. They got smoked in both games. And I think I said that on the last podcast. Like, I am so intrigued by Texas Tech to see how well they are going to do against SEC and Big Ten teams.
In the old rules with 4 teams, there was just this notion, kind of an unwritten rule, that you're not going to put a team with 2 losses in.
Oh, God, no.
And I think with the 12 team field, there should be an unwritten rule that if you have 3 losses, you shouldn't get in. And that includes a conference championship. I mean, as much as I love Alabama there, and I'm going to support Alabama, and I believe that Alabama can beat every team in the field if they're healthy.
They can.
I don't think they deserve to be there. And
that's what I thought this was going to be going into it. I think you just throw rules out the windows. And if I was a committee member, for me, I would just call it the eye test, right? It's so who are the best 12? You're trying to make good TV, right? You want matchups, right? You want matchups that are going to keep people watching, because maybe people watch for the first quarter of Oregon James Madison, and by the time it's 28-0, they're clicking away, and then all that shit in the second quarter on, nobody's watching.
Right. It's like when they do the March Madness tournament, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 4 number 1s. It's not 5, 6, 7, 8, it's 4 number 2s, and they're making the matchups based off of who each of these 2s match up with each of these 15s, and see what is going to be the best game, what's going to give you regional rivalries, what's going to get you or make you the most money. Like, hey, if we get a number 2 team in, say, Kentucky, but we're going to have them play in Spokane, Washington, have them play at
who's gonna
Nashville.
watch? Who's gonna watch these? You think James Madison alum? They're gonna watch because now they're gonna watch.
Oh yeah,
but now they don't. You have alumni from these insane alumni. Like we talked about Crumble Cookie and how much that dude gave to keep their coach there, and so it's like your huge fan bases that you're leaving out. Texas, BYU, great fan base. I mean, we'll get to Notre Dame being left out here in a second, but
that's a whole other segment.
That is a whole segment. It's a segment. I just can't get behind this, and I hope if they fix one thing, it should be just the 12 most qualified who the committee feels. And I only knew one dude on the committee, and that was former UNR coach Chris Alt. I don't know anybody else that's on this committee, but I know I wrote down more stuff. We got that BYU, and why did A&M fall to 7? You think? I'm curious. I'm curious what you think about Ole Miss. They only had 1 loss too, right? And it was to Alabama. That's Ole Miss's 1 loss.
No, that was not to us.
I don't know who the fuck they lost to then.
Was it?
It was Georgia.
Hold on, let me look that up here.
So why? Is it because of it's a recency bias, right? Ole Miss's loss was not the last game of the year to Texas.
Right.
Oregon's loss was not at the end of the year. I don't know who beat Oregon. Was it Indiana?
Oh, you're going to be pissed when you hear who beat Ole Miss.
Is it LSU?
No.
Or Oklahoma?
It's Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, no, there's an old adage that losses at the
end of the year, they have more weight to them.
Right.
They do. Clearly. Because I would have had A&M 5. I think they have a better resume than Oregon.
I would have moved Ole Miss back simply because I think
Ole Miss,
the loss of their coach makes a huge difference.
But that you can't penalize players on the team for that.
Oh, I can. If I'm on a committee, I sure as hell can.
I cannot penalize a team during the regular season when they put their resume together with Lane Kiffin. They went 11-1. So fucking lost to Florida. I didn't realize that, but I'm holding in my anger right now.
It's kind of like look, Lane Kiffin is a huge part of that program being ranked. If they had lost their quarterback, would you?
Florida State 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
The reason why they didn't get wrote in because they were on their 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah.
But that's a player on the field. I don't know.
I think a coach is just as important as the players.
Luckily, that the one thing that you might give to Lane just a 0.1 percentage of winning is because Lane Kiffin's gone now, and Ole Miss has a crazy coaching staff.
And unlike James Madison, Tulane actually did play. Some I should say Power 4 schools. Not the greatest. They played like Northwestern. I'm trying to think who else was in there. Like Memphis is a big program that they played. They did play Ole Miss and get their butts kicked. They did. Oh, here's another one for you. They did play ACC champion Duke and beat them.
There you go.
So
there's your head-to-head. Let's see what else I got here. That's all other than, my whole Notre Dame thing here.
Let's go right into Notre Dame and join a conference and shut your mouth.
Don't play people.
Yeah.
Play people. And
well, I think like last year, when you look at Notre Dame last year, they ended up playing Ohio State in the championship game, right?
they didn't do so well.
They didn't, but throughout the course of their season, they had actually played a lot of tough games.
That was the year. It was last year that they lost to Northern Illinois, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It wasn't this year. I remember watching it. That was like a huge upset. And so...
But I always have said with Notre Dame, they don't play a tough schedule. You know, they have this deal with the ACC, and it always works out that they're playing the bottom of the barrel ACC. And ACC isn't even that good. Their conference champion is left out of the playoff. So
7-5.
Maybe make a deal with the Big Ten, Notre Dame.
They never played Clemson, right?
I don't think so. But even then.
And Clemson, Florida State. If you think of the two teams that are the class of the ACC over time.
Right.
Florida State, and Clemson, and Miami. And they played Miami. Oh, look at that. They played Miami and fucking lost.
And that's why Miami's there at 10 and Notre Dame is going to be preparing for next season.
Yeah, because they decided to pull out of their... Here I am thinking Catholics never pull out. And yet here we are pulling out of their own bowl game. Pop-Tart Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Crybabies. I mean...
Take your ball and go home, and it's just like, what a childish move from a pretentious ass... I've already gone on my pretentious rant for another school, but here's another one that's like, we're so cool, we don't need to be in a conference because we're so storied that people will just play us. Well, nobody played you this year. No one agreed to play you. The team that you did play, that was the highest ranked team, Miami, beat you, and that's why they are in the CFP, and you are not. And now you're a little bitch about it, and you're just going to go home and not play your bowl game, and not give your students a chance to watch another game, and not give your players a chance to represent your school in a bowl game that a bunch of people across the nation are going to watch.
And who knows what the future holds, but I don't think it's fair to those kids who have earned the right to play in a bowl game.
Don't they have like a Heisman candidate? So now they're running back. Yeah. And now he's losing an opportunity to showcase himself.
Right.
Actually, I think they do the Heisman vote before the bowl games come. Maybe not. I don't remember. He's losing a chance to showcase himself not only for the Heisman candidacy, but for NFL teams that are going to be watching this kid potentially play a bowl game against, you watch him because typically the bowl games are non-conference, right? So you want to, as an NFL GM, you'd be like, oh, I want to see how this guy does against other conferences and better teams.
Right.
And now this running back for Notre Dame is missing out on an opportunity to showcase himself for the NFL. And if I was him, I'd be fucking pissed about that. And I know a lot of the kids, there's been notoriously pulling out of the bowl games. A lot of players respectfully decline to play in the bowl game because it's a meaningless game in their eyes and they don't want to get hurt. And I can respect that.
Those are the guys that are going to play on Sundays
in the first and second round.
But what about the seniors who are never going to play a game again?
Never going to play a game again. And now they're looking forward to their bowl game. Obviously, they're disappointed, but they're like, yeah, we got one more game to showcase. Right. And now, because
represent the blue and the gold,
selfish decisions, those kids miss out on their last game as in competitive football going forward.
It's not fair. It's not right. You didn't make it, but blame that on the AD. Blame that on the fact that you're not in a conference.
Whiny little babies.
Don't take that out on the student athletes who have literally sacrificed their bodies for 4 years, 6 years for some of these guys now.
The only reason they're at your fine institution, and I know academically you are still in the top,
absolutely,
is because of an athletic scholarship. That's the only reason they're there. So yes, I know they won't, but they should join a conference. I know they won't.
Yeah. Well, what I don't get is why are they good enough to be in a conference in every other sport? They're in the ACC for every other sport except football.
I think their main reasoning is we have these schedules, these agreements with teams, and now those teams are scattered throughout, right? USC, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Army, right? When we play Army or Navy or something like that.
That's something like.
So, okay, so if you have the matchups, you can still play USC, play them in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right. I mean, you could use that as a college football kickoff game every year. And who the hell isn't getting excited about Notre Dame and Southern Cal?
Especially at the beginning of the season.
When neither team has decided that they're going to suck yet. I mean, I'm jumping all over that. Last weekend of August, make it a tradition. Come on, if only Newt Rockne had thought of that. I mean, I think it would be great. It's kind of like some of these, you go into these conference traditions. Like, you guys have was it the first weekend of October? Is the Red River? Yeah.
That's not a conference tradition because it was in the Big 12 and now it's in the SEC.
It's an old school rivalry.
And so, no, it's the Red River is the first during the Texas State Fair, the Saturday of the Texas State Fair in October. And then all my life until Gig'em moved to the SEC, it was the Friday after Thanksgiving. And they played it this year, A&M versus Texas.
Oh, yeah. So
it's always the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yes, I'm glad that's back.
I'm so glad that's back. And we beat them, and we beat them 2 straight now, but they'll get us sometimes too.
Yeah, so. and it's like, Bama has the third Saturday in October, like to the point where that game is now named the third Saturday in October
nice.
Versus Tennessee. I mean, Notre Dame can do stuff like that, and then you could go still play a conference schedule, a real conference, and give your players a chance at getting in.
You're never going to give me a good reason why they shouldn't be in conference, especially when every other sport is in a conference.
Right. No, I agree with you. There used to be a Notre Dame rule that said, and I think it was either in the BCS days or the early 4, where Notre Dame would get an automatic bid if, certain criteria were met. And I'm okay with adding that back, but my criteria would be very simply put, Notre Dame gets an automatic bid if they have at least 11 wins, no more than 1 loss, and a strength of schedule in the top 20. You have to meet all those criteria. Because if we're going to do...
their strength of schedule, I think, was 44.
The other thing is, if they get an automatic bid, one of those 5 conference championships drops down. So whatever's the 5th ranked is no longer an automatic bid. So sorry, James Madison. And I could see it. Like I would be perfectly okay if James Madison weren't there and Notre Dame were in instead.
Yes.
As the 12th.
And if you move out... that was the last thing I would hit on. If you move out those 2, who I would say 97% of the country doesn't feel is worthy, who are you going to put in? So I think you've got 4 worthy teams for the for the 2 spots. So you've got your Notre Dame, you got your BYU, Texas. I thought there was one more. Vandy. Yeah. Right? So Texas beat Vandy.
Yes, they did.
Alabama beat the shit out of Vandy.
Yes,
Notre Dame didn't play anybody, right? So for me, and I'm a little biased, I would put BYU and Texas in. So imagine Texas-Oregon. Texas-Oregon? Are you kidding me? That's a fucking matchup.
Yeah, that is a good game. I have BYU. I would have them at 11, given that their only losses, again, were to Texas Tech. And then I would put Notre Dame at 12.
Fair enough.
Not because I think they belong there.
You want the numbers. You want the TV numbers.
That's gonna make money.
I feel like Texas equals that. Your Texas market is just as good.
Like I said before, too, it's the 3rd loss.
Yeah, to Miami. To Florida.
The stupid loss to Florida.
It is.
The stupid loss to Florida. And
that's the said. I said that on the last podcast.
Like I said, I also believe Alabama shouldn't be there because of their stupid loss to Florida State.
You think the Florida State loss more than the SEC championship loss would have been a reasoning?
Yes.
It's funny, it's the same state. The stupid Florida loss.
It's Florida and Florida State.
Florida.
And I was watching Florida State men's basketball the other day live at the Toyota Center, and all I kept thinking was how much I hate Florida State because of a whole different sport. But sorry, Seminoles, can't stand you right now.
All right, before predictions, I hope you have predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, that's
okay. Yeah,
good.
I'm just like, my mother-in-law sent me a reel about Notre Dame being little bitches and pulling out of the thing, and I was like, if my mother-in-law thinks that shit, you should be ashamed.
Share that with me, please. I would love to see it.
It's just a clip of ESPN announcing that they're foregoing their bowl.
Oh, okay.
So let's look at the initial matchups coming in about, a week and a half, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think they started.
James Madison, Oregon, Bama OU, Tulane Ole Miss, and Miami versus A&M. We talked about Oregon, James Madison. The spread is -21. I would love to meet a soul on this planet that is going to go with James Madison, but I will definitely take the Ducks.
I'll take more. You can add 2 more touchdowns to that spread, and I'm
35,
still taking
and
Oregon.
I still would take it.
Yep.
They're gonna hopefully prove to the world that those 2 teams had no business being in. That's an easy one to pick. So I want to go Bama OU. I'm curious. It is your Crimson Tide are favored, and it's a -1.5 for Alabama, and this is taking place in Norman.
It's in Norman, Friday night. This is I don't understand it. Ever since Oklahoma joined the SEC, they have beat up Alabama, and not like close games. The only thing is Alabama is expected to be a lot healthier in this particular game.
You were down your 2 top running backs against Georgia.
I'm interested. I honestly don't think Alabama's going to win.
I would give Oklahoma the edge simply because of the location of the game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think I saw somewhere else it was a pick me game.
Really?
Yeah. I think on Circa app. I found this one. I don't remember where I got the 1.5.
I'm going to go check that out.
I honestly, I can't pick this game unbiased.
Right.
So I go, we both, it's a team I hate the most, your favorite. So I can't not pick Alabama, and that's just my heart. My head does maybe lean Oklahoma a little bit because of the track record and the fact that it's a home game.
Yeah, the home game.
But Pete's official pick will be Alabama.
We'll take it. It's the official pick
Tulane Ole Miss, which is -17.5.
So I would take Tulane with the points, but
I would take Tulane with the points.
I think Mississippi is going to win. I think I take Tulane with the points just because I don't think Mississippi scores that much, and so it just won't get to that. It won't get to that spread. And I think like I mentioned before, I think losing Lane Kiffin is huge. There was a time when he was the Alabama offensive coordinator, and we lost him for a conference or national championship game, and he was gone. It was done. We had no choice, no chance. We got blown out. So I think the influence that he has is severely
it very well could be
underestimated. And Tulane with the points all day.
There is no way to know until we see that game happen. That might be the most. I want to watch the James Madison Oregon to see how much they get smoked by. I want to watch Oregon. I want to watch Alabama, Oklahoma to root for Oklahoma to get the shit kicked in. And I want to see how Ole Miss does without their coach. Our last matchup, Miami versus A&M. A&M is favored by 4 points.
That's it. Okay.
I got to go with A&M.
Yeah, so. I'm taking A&M too.
I think I would take the -4.
It's an intriguing matchup. I think Miami has there's still a lot of people that think Notre Dame should be
exactly in their place. Notre Dame fans will be watching that game with great anticipation. Be like, see how badly they got beat?
Yes.
They did not deserve to be there. And I would be like, you already lost to A&M.
Yep.
And Miami. You lost to those 2 teams. That's the 2 teams you lost to are playing each other.
That is kind of funny. Yeah, no, I think Miami is going to play a lot harder simply because of the fact
it's
that
in College Station, though, and so
they want to prove that they belong.
They do want to prove that they belong, and that might cause them to maybe go for it on 4th and 2 when they don't need to. Kick a longer field goal, press, bring a blitz, something.
2-point conversions.
A&M coming off a hard loss wants to show that we're the undefeated team. So I'm going to give the Aggies the benefit of the doubt. And I would even take the -4 on that too. So, did we pick the same winners?
Other than OU.
But so it's Oregon, Texas. So the way I have it, Oregon, Texas Tech, Bama versus Indiana, Ole Miss versus Georgia, Auburn. What the hell am I looking at? A&M versus Ohio State.
The only thing I have different is Oklahoma. Yeah.
And so, do you have any of the top 4 losing?
No, I think that they're all going to win. Yeah.
So, I think Oregon beats Texas Tech.
Okay.
And then, other than that, I think Bama gives Indiana a game, and that is going to be the matchup between the 2 highest picked quarterbacks in the coming draft, unless Ty Simpson decides not to declare. And he had a great start and not so well the last 3 games.
Right.
So, I think he needs to build his stock back up, and if he doesn't, he's probably going to go back. And I would go back. If I was him, I would go back.
No, yeah, I agree with you.
So because the Raiders have the number 1 pick currently right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry, Fernando.
The worst.
But then I have Georgia beating Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's a sound victory.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State over A&M because the talent level. If Texas smoked A&M and then OSU beat Texas, I got to go with Ohio State. Like I said before, I'm not saying that. And then
just to clarify for our 6,000 new viewers,
I will not say that. So I actually have Oregon versus Georgia in the championship game.
Do you? Okay. Shit.
Only what I wrote down, folks. Oregon versus Georgia.
Oregon versus Georgia. I got Georgia and Indiana.
I just can't. I can't with Indiana. I know they beat Ohio State, but I'm not sold on that.
Something. Well, no, I think Georgia's going to destroy them.
I think Georgia's far and away the best team in the country, and I think I have Georgia winning the whole thing.
Okay,
so
we're both on that UGA.
But I think Oregon beats Indiana.
Give me a team in the bottom half of the field, so 7th through 12th, that you think could surprise people and make a run. Kind of the same way TCU did a couple years ago on their way to getting smoked by Georgia.
From A&M to James Madison?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say. And I don't want to say it because I want to pick somebody other than them, but I can't see anybody other than Alabama making a run.
Oh, I was going to say A&M.
I'm not sold.
I mean, they were good up until they played Texas.
I don't think they were. They don't have a guy that I'm like scared of.
No, they don't.
So like Indiana, their quarterback, he's fucking good. That was a weird interview he had at the end of that game, but
I didn't see it.
And the Ohio State defense is so fucking good. And like, you look at like Miami with their quarterback Carson Beck, who's probably going to be a first-round pick.
Right.
So I mean, and then Alabama, I want to see him healthy, and so that's my pick. So
that's it. Healthy Alabama was beating people up. So
is it? Could we get Alabama, Georgia in the championship? Is that how that bracket stacks up? Yes, it is.
They would have to beat.
No, they would. Yeah, Alabama. They had to beat
Indiana.
They beat OU, and then they beat Indiana, and then they're in.
Yes, or then no.
Then they beat Oregon. They beat Oregon or Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Or James Madison.
Yeah. I think Alabama.
But the bracket stacks up to where they will not play until it's the championship. So we could get that for the third time.
That possibly. Actually would be wonderful. So for the guys that, if anybody is out there scripting these games, that's what we want. We want an Alabama, Georgia,
just to prove,
just a rubber match. Prove that it is scripted.
SEC is the best conference.
Yes.
And, I'm that's all I got.
I'm in with that. That works.
So you heard it here. Probably didn't hear it here first because we weren't quick enough to get this podcast out. But weird that we both picked Georgia. So.
It's I'm SEC biased.
And with that, a bombshell. Thanks for coming to our college football preview show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow. And we'll see you guys later for more sportsy NFL Golden Knights goodness.
Yes, Carter Hart.
Yeah, what overtime win?
Overtime wins. Ooh.
Go Knights, go.
Go Knights, go.